third heat underway. Our high point for the event so far stands the 30.19 from Heat 1 of Olivia Ross Stratford Pacific Coast Swimming. Down to our end of Heat 3. Top times, center lanes again, Leanne Chen in lane 5 for Surrey Knights at a 30.15, new high point. Swimmers, clear the pool to the sides, please. Clear the pools to the sides.
35 pour Leanne Chen de Surrey Knights qui remporte la 3e série. Veuillez sortir de l'eau.
Heat 4. Fastest seat in Heat 4, lane 4. It's Etobicoke Swim Club's Olive Rogers at a 30.55. Annabelle Reid for Préliminations Mustang Boucherville, 30.56. It is, however, Olive Rogers at 30.31 in 4.
30-31 pour Olive Rogers d'Etobicoke qui remporte la 4e série.
Heat 5 coming up next. Swimmers, clear the pool to the sides. Heat 5. Top seed, Heat 5. Julia Norman for Calgary Swimming at 30.32, 30.32, tied with Harper Lipton, North York Aquatic in lane 5. Out into the walls, very close to a tie. 4/100ths apart, Harper Lipton though in lane 5, 30.44.
30-44 pour Harper Lipton de North York qui remporte la 5e série. Veuillez sortir de l'eau, s'il vous plaît.
Swimmers, clear the pool to the sides, please. Heat 6.
Hasn't switched one position. Camera. Always camera. Yep. I mean, you can see people starting.
Top 2, Heat 6, lane 4. Grand Prairie Piranhas, Michaela Lauren. 3, 30.0. Station in lane 5. 25 meters done and dusted, heading into our final 5. Up front looks to be lane number 5. Into the wall, not 5, but 4. Michaela Lauren at a 30.02. New high points.
30-02 pour Michaela Lauren de Grande Prairie, remporte la 6e série. Veuillez sortir de l'eau.
Swimmers, clear the pool to the sides, please. Heat 7 up next. Top seed in Heat 7 with the 10th fastest time in Canadian swimming history, Etobicoke Swimming's Delia Loys. 28-26, 28-80, Greater Ottawa Kingfish Swim Club, Ashley McMillan in lane 5, heading into our final 5 now. Top time going to be a time not showing on our scoreboard, but you're showing a 29-00. Unclear which lane that is for. Swimmers, clear the pool to the sides, please. Clear the pool to the sides. Our penultimate swim for the women's 50-meter backstroke. Lane 4, first-time team member for Canada at the Paris Olympic Games. 9th in the world this season with her time at second fastest time in Canadian history at 27:37 from 2023. Bronze medalist at the Doha World Championships, Ingrid Wilm in first in lane 4, 28:15, our fastest time so far in prelims.
C'est Ingrid Wilm de Cascade Swim Club, le centre de haute performance Vancouver, qui remporte la 8e série avec un temps de 28:15. Veuillez sortir de l'eau, s'il vous plaît.
Swimmers, clear the pool to the sides, please. Heat 9, final swim. Overall, the fastest seed in the women's 50-meter backstroke, with the fastest time in Canada in Canadian history and the second fastest time in the world this season. Seated in at 27:13, the current standing Canadian senior record, Toronto Swim Club's Kylie Moss. This is the time set at the Fort Lauderdale Tier Pro Swim Series. Moss first into the wall, well ahead of the field, 27:51. Fastest time in prelims.
27:51 pour Kylie Moss de Toronto qui remporte la 9e et dernière série avec le meilleur temps ce matin.
27:51 additionally is the fifth fastest time in the world this season, tied up with an Australian time from Molly O'Callaghan. Swimmers, clear the pool to the sides, please. Clear the pool to the sides. Swim fans, shortly on the scoreboard, we'll have our summary for the women's 50 backstroke. Our A, B, and junior finalists, pre-scratch, will be denoted with an A, B, or a J on the far right side of the screen. As mentioned earlier, 27:51 is our fastest time of the morning session, belonging to Kylie Moss. We'll have our results showing on the scoreboard momentarily. There we are, 27:51, 28:15. Moss and Ingrid Wilm top the board.
Alors, cliché, les résultats sur le tableau indicateur avec Kylie Moss le meilleur temps ce matin, 27:51. Nous démontrons aussi les finales juniors et les finales B pour la session de ce soir.
Our junior and B finalists on the board now. Again, B for our B finalists, J for our junior finalists pre-scratch. Shortly we will have our reserve or alternate finalists on the board, denoted by an R on the far right side of the screen. As we complete our scroll through our summary, we will next be moving into event 8, the men's 50 backstroke. And again, on the board now, your top 8 heading into tonight's 8 final pre-scratch. Next up behind the blocks at the start end of the pool, this is event 8, the men's 50-meter backstroke, heat 1 of 9. start us off. The first heat of the men's 50 backstroke up front, though. Going to be lane 6 and 8. No, it is Gabriel Gerbrandt in lane 3 for the Duncan Stingrays, 27-82.
27-82 pour Gabriel Gerbrandt, Duncan Swim Team qui remporte la première série. On demande aux nageurs de sortir de l'eau, s'il vous plaît.
4 100ths ahead of Roth. Swimmers clear the pool, heat 2. Coaches and athletes, we have a disqualification. Event 7, heat 6, lane 7. That is again a disqualification. Event 7, heat 6, lane 7. Top time in heat 2 of the men's 50 backstroke is a 27.70. Lucien Vilches in for Barry Trojan.
27-70 pour Lucien Vilches de Barry qui remporte la deuxième série. Veuillez sortir de l'eau.
Swimmers clear the pool to the sides, please. Heat 3. Fastest time, heat 3, Nathan Chan, 27.71, lane 1 for Torch Swimming.
Nathan Chan de Torch Swimming qui remporte la troisième série, 27-71. Demande aux nageurs de sortir de l'eau, s'il vous plaît. Swimmers, please clear the pool.
Heat 4, coming up next. Nageur et entraîneur, nous avons une disqualification épreuve 7, série 6 et couloir 7. Fourth heat of the men's 50 backstroke. Top seed in lane 4, Joel Pedno for Rouget d'Or, 27.59. Top time though, lane 6, Francis Brennan, Belleville Beast at 26.95.
26-95 pour Francis Brennan de Centre de haute performance Ontario et Belleville Beast qui remporte la quatrième série. On demande aux nageurs de sortir de l'eau, s'il vous plaît. Swimmers, please clear the pool.
Heat 5. $26.95 for Francis Brennan at the end of Heat 4. Our now high point for the men's 50 backstroke. Heat 5 underway. Top seed here, Justine Fontaine, Point Claire at 27.52, 27.53, tied between Emerson Tully, Ethan Killam, and Jaden Johnson, lanes 3, 5, and 6. Top time, Justin Fontaine at 27.19 in 4.
27-19 pour Justin Fontaine qui remporte la 5e série, le nageur de Pointe-Claire. On demande aux nageurs de sortir de l'eau, s'il vous plaît. Swimmers, please clear the pool.
Heat 6. Top seed, Heat 6, Lane 4, Squamish Pirates, S. Simon Fraser University, 27-8-2, 27-2-8 for Lucas Buck. Second fastest seed, Maxime Cambron, Club de Nation Légion de Québec, 27-34. Top time in the pool, going to be Lane 7 though. Jonathan Gallagher, Upper Canada, 26-8-5.
26-85 pour Jonathan Gallagher de Upper Canada qui remporte la 6e série. Veuillez sortir de l'eau. Swimmers, please clear the pool.
Heat 7.
Mama see right through me, she don't love me how she used to. Think she caught me texting Juju. Case that shit was crucial. Back on road just like I used to. Let's call Morgan for approval. The owl's eyes green like Jalen. Better watch what you saying. It's a different game.
Top seed, Heat 7, Lane 4, Canadian Paris Olympic team member in the 100 and 200 meter backstroke, Blake Tierney for Saskatoon Goldfinns, with the 50 back being added to the slate in LA 2028. Maybe an upcoming team berth for Blake Tierney in this event in a couple of years. Top time in the pool going to be Tierney at 25-48, new high point swim.
25-48 pour Blake Tierney de Saskatoon Goldfinns et le centre de performance Vancouver remporte la 7e série. Veuillez sortir de l'eau, s'il vous plaît. Swimmers, please clear the pool.
Heat 7, coming up, Heat 8 coming up next. Heat 8.
Getting TT model, that collar GG. Came a long way from that Riri. Been a while, I might just repeat. Yeah, different fashion, it ain't easy. No, cool on ranges, we in peasy. Gang, gang, never let my brothers hang. If it's beef, it's all the same. Never switch up on the gang. The owl's eyes green like Jalen. Better watch what you saying. It's a different game we playing. Yeah, she's surprised that I'm.
Top seed, Heat 8, Club Aquatique de Montréal, 25-52 in Couloir 4, Loic Colville-Fortin. Owner of the 10th fastest time in Canadian history at 25-52, time swum May 15th at 20-25. Colville-Fortin into the wall for second behind Parker Deshays, first in lane 3 at 25-57.
C'est le Cascade Swim Club Parker de Hayes qui remporte la 8e série, 25-57. Veuillez sortir de l'eau, s'il vous plaît. The Swimmers, please clear the pool.
25-57, placing just outside the top 10 for Canada. Heat 9 up next. Overall, the fastest seed of the men's 50 backstroke with the 7th fastest time in Canada's history. Okotoks Mavericks and Vancouver High Performance Center Finley Knox at a 25:47. A time swum at the Canadian Swimming Open. A time tied for 7th between himself and Tim Zhang at 25:47. Coming into the wall, top time is going to be not Knox, but Benjamin Winterbourne, 25:50.
25-50 pour Benjamin Winterbourne, Université de Toronto, le centre de performance Ontario, qui remporte la 9e et dernière série du 50 d'eau. Veuillez sortir de l'eau, s'il vous plaît. Nageurs, veuillez sortir de l'eau. Swimmers, please clear the pool.
25:50, tied with Marcus Thormeyer at 9th fastest in Canadian history for Benjamin Winterbourne. Our summary now for the men's 150-meter backstroke. Our A finalists pre-scratch shown on the board with the A, B with the B final, B for the B finalists, and J for our junior finalists pre-scratch.
Nous affichons les résultats sur le tableau indicateur pour les finales B, finale junior et les finales A pour la session de ce soir avec Blake Tierney, le meilleur temps ce matin, un temps de 25:48.
Coming up next will be event 9, the women's 100-meter butterfly, our first of 7 swims in the events. On the scoreboard now, our reserve finalists for the senior and junior finals, pre-scratch. We're going to have our top 8 on the board once again. Blake Tierney, Benjamin Winterbourne, 25:48, 25:50 are our high point swims for prelims. Directing your attention now to the start ends, event 9, the women's 1 fly, heat 1 of 7. Épreuve 9, le 100 mètres papillon féminin. Série 1, le 7. Heat 1. Fastest time, heat 1 of the women's 1 fly is going to be Una Borchgrevink in lane 8 for the UBC Thunderbirds at 103.12.
Une 3:12 pour Una Borchgrevink de UBC Thunderbirds qui remporte la première série.
Second place for Rachel Wigginton, lane 6. Heat 2 coming up next.
Quoi les bonnes manières? Pourquoi je ferais semblant? De toute façon, on est payé pour le faire. Tu te prends pour ma mère? Dans 1 heure, je reviens. Tu vois pas que sinon, j'ai pas clair.
Coaches and athletes, we have a disqualification, event 8, heat 6, lane 2. Once again, disqualification, event 8, heat 6, lane 2.
Avis de disqualification pour l'épreuve 8, série 6, couloir 2. L'épreuve 8, série 6, couloir 2 a été disqualifiée.
Into the wall, top time heat 2, lane 7, Kaya Hornby. Representing Barry Trojan with a 102.92.
Une 2,92 pour Kaya Hornby de Barry qui remporte la deuxième série.
Ajax Aquatic Rowan Bagwell for second, 103.82. Heat 3. Top seed, Heat 3. Olivia Johnson would be swimming 103.10, 103.14. Defeating Canada Barracuda's Maisie Musgard in lane 5. 50-meter turn leading out is lane 1. Island Swimming's Marley Hurston at a 29.04. Follows second, right beside in lane 2 by Muskoka Aquatic, Haley Oki. 6/10 the gap between Hurston and Oki with 50 to go. Fastest in the pool, top time is going to be not Hurston. Out-touched by 3/100ths, 102.97 in lane 7 for Mary Tierney Karagianis, Classification Saanich.
Une 2,97 pour Maria Théonie Karagianis du club natation Saanich qui remporte la troisième série.
Fastest seed in Heat 4 is Emma Liu, Vancouver Pacific Swim Club in lane 4. Seed time here is a 102.55, a tenth behind that, 9/100ths. Club Aquatic de Montreal, Gabrielle Beas in lane 5. Leading time of the 50 though, again lane 1 is Grasson Kyo. It's her name at 29.09, followed second, opposite side of the pool, Greater Ottawa Kingfish, Isla Hardy. Great finish in lane 2 for Kelowna Aquajets' Emily Golanowski. It's going to be first place for Golanowski at 102.77.
Une 2,77 pour Emily Golinowski de Kelowna qui remporte la quatrième série.
Heat 5 coming up next for the women's one fly. Heat 5. Top seed, Heat 5, Toronto Swim Club, Soyoung Kim, 58.78, the third fastest seed across the women's one fly. Second fastest seed, Lane 5, Calgary Swimming's Cameron Cannings, was the 7th place in this event at Canadian Olympic Trials. Seeded in today, this morning at 59.62. 59.58 new high point swim for the women's one fly in lane 6 here for Brooklyn Douthright.
59-58 pour Brooklyn Douthright, club natation bleu et or qui remporte la 5e série.
Douthright representing blue and or. Second place Cameron Cannings in lane 5. Heat 6 up next. top seed across the event in lane 4. It's Hobiko swimming Ella Jansen. 58.74 would have placed 4th place at trials last year in this event. 10th fastest in Canada is a 58.67. Second fastest in this heat, Layla Fak for Olympian swimming was 6th in this event at Trials 2024. Leading time, Jansen off the 50, 28.22. Followed second, lane 1, Rowan Bifford, Alberta Marlins in lane 1. Out in front, it is Jansen in 4. Top times of 59.22. New high point for the women's one fly.
59-22 pour Ella Jansen, Tobiko qui remporte la 6e série.
Second place for Claire Watson in lane 6, heat 7, final swim. Overall, the fastest seed in the women's one fly with the 6th fastest time in Canadian history. Mary Sophie Harvey, Club Aquatique de Montreal in lane 4. Second in this event at Olympic trials. 57.31, her seed time would be 7th fastest in the world this season. 50-meter turn, leading time is not Sophie Harvey, who is second in 4, but Mateja Žigovic in lane 3. Represents Killarney Swim Club, seated in 59.82. Second fastest seed in this heat is Victoria Raymond. Representing Etobicoke Swimming, Raymond seated at 59.38. Would have placed with the time at this seed, 6th in the A final at Olympic trials. It is Sophie Harvey, though, leading into the wall with the fastest time at a 58.40.
58-40 pour Marie-Sophie Harvey, Club Aquatique Montréal qui remporte la 7e et dernière série avec le temps le plus rapide ce matin. On demande aux nageuses de sortir de l'eau. Les swimmers, please clear the pool. Nous allons afficher sur le tableau indicateur les résultats du 100 mètres papillon pour les finales A, B et junior de ce soir.
Our fastest time of the morning, 58.40 from Mary Sophie Harvey, followed by Ella Jansen, 59.22. On the board are finalists pre-scratch for the senior final. A denoting our A finalists, B and J are junior and B finalists in opposite order of call. Coming up next will be event 10, the men's 100 fly. Heat 1 of 7 for the men's 100s. Once again, our top 8 on the board for the women. Heat 1 of 7 for the men's one fly now. In addition to the fastest time of the morning for the women's one fly, 58.40 is also under the World Aquatics secondary, Swimming Canada secondary standard of 58.91. Sophie Harvey is under that time this morning, on this time in finals. Will be put into contention for a qualification to the Singapore World Aquatic Championships. Heat 1 of 7 for the men's 100 fly. Top times here is going to be lane 3. Nepean Canada Barracuda's Jordan Shaper up front with a 56.73.
56-73 pour Jordan Shaper de Nepean qui remporte la première série.
Heat 2 of 7 coming up next.
Avis aux entraîneurs, on aurait besoin d'un entraîneur de camo au bureau de l'administrateur, s'il vous plaît. Un entraîneur de camo au bureau de l'administrateur, s'il vous plaît.
We'd like to call a coaching representative down to the meet administration desk from UBC. Once again, a UBC coaching representative to the meet administration desk as soon as possible in relation to a swim-off. Top time, heat 2 for the men's one fly is a 55.78. Samuel Hebert in lane 4, representing Ajax Aquatic.
Samuel Hebert qui remporte la deuxième série de Ajax avec un temps de 55-78.
Heat 3. Hibbard's time from Heat 2 stands now as the high point swim for the men's one flies, superseding by 1 full second the time posted by Schaefer, 56.73. Heat 3 in the pool now, top seed Minhyuk Park in lane 4, representing Olympian swimming at 55.82, 55.98. Club de Natation Region de Québec, Maxime Cambron in lane 5. Is our second fastest seed in the pool. Matthew Blackwell, though, leading at the 50 and 3, out at 25.77. Tight for first, second, third, and fourth in the lower lanes of the pool. It's going to be an outside smoke finish here. Looks like Lucas Morin at 55.69, Club Aquatique de Montréal.
Lucas Morin du Club Aquatique Montréal qui remporte la troisième série avec un temps de 55.69.
Heat 4 coming up next. Fifth-meter turn, leading time here is top seed in Heat 4, Zachariah Boulajoul. Club Aquatique de Montréal leads out 25.52. Followed second, lane 3 by Harrison Smith. Second fastest seed in the Heat, Elijah Daly. Club Aquatique de Montréal, 55.21 is the seed time for Boulajoul. Daly at 55.32. 10 meters to go, up front, lane 3, Harrison Smith. And into the wall with the fastest time in Heat 4 at a 54.89.
54.89 pour Harrison Smith qui remporte la quatrième série.
New high point swim there for Smith. Heat 5 up next. Fastest time of the 50 in Heat 5 is top seed Martin Espenberger. Representing Austria, Espenberger was a member of the Austrian Olympic delegation to the Paris Championships was a bronze medalist in the 200-meter butterfly for Austria in the Paris Games. Sixth, rather, in that event. Into the wall, fastest time is Espenberger, 51.81, new high point swim for the men's 100 fly.
51-81 pour Martin Espenberger, le nageur de l'Autriche qui remporte la 5e série.
Lowers the high point by 3 seconds. Heat 6 up next, penultimate swim. Espenberger, a bronze medalist at the World Championships, 6th in the 200 at the Paris Games. In Heat 6 now, though, our top seed is Ilya Haroun for the men's 100-meter butterfly. The second fastest seed time for Haroun is 50.42. Haroun holds the Canadian national record in the 200-meter butterfly, comes up first at 24.20. National record for the men's 100 fly is held at 49.99 for Joshua Liendo, a time set at the Paris Olympic Games. Haroun under or over record pace at the 50. Into the wall with the body length lead, 51.27. New high points, smashes out Espenberger's 51.81. Our final heat coming up.
51-27 pour Ilya Haroun qui remporte la 6e série.
Heat 7, final swim. $51.27 for Ilya Haroun stands not just our high points, would place in Canadian rankings as the third fastest time in Canadian history. Ilya Haroun holds the second fastest time in the 100 fly at 50.42. But now we are into Heat 7, our final swim of the event, and the overall fastest Canadian in history at 49.99 is Center Lane, a top overall seed for the men's one fly. That is North York Aquatic Club's Joshua Liendo, Canadian national record holder. Second, a silver medalist at the Paris Olympic Games, swum the 49.99 Canadian national record up in front here, off the 50, 24.56, into the wall with a 51.25. New high point by 2 100ths.
51-25 pour Josh Liendo de North York qui remporte la 7e et dernière série avec le meilleur temps ce matin. Nous allons afficher les résultats sur le tableau indicateur avec Josh en première position, suivi de Ilya Haroun, 51-27, seulement 2 centièmes derrière Josh Liendo pour les finales ce soir.
51.25 places just outside of the 2025 top 10 so far in the world this year is our high point swim for North York Aquatic, Joshua Liendo, and tops our board for the AB final pre-scratch. 51.27 for Haroun is second, leading into the A final. Our junior finalists will be denoted by a J coming up on the scoreboard. Our second page now, top 16, top 24 now. Our reserve finalists on here as well. Thomas McDonald, Dylan Fernando. Following the end of our scroll, we will be moving into event 305, the women's multi-class 400 freestyle, heat 1 of 1.
Avion je posud avion, che pime mu potadon.
Our first and only swim for the multi-class women's 400s. First, the fastest time of the 100-meter walls, a 1:10.85. S13 classified Alyssa Smythe in 4, representing Orangeville Otters. Following second, third is a 1:11.06, 1:15.04. Mary Gibb, S9, and Mathilde Falardeau for the S10. Gibb representing Pacific Sea Wolves, Falardeau, Club de Natation Région de Québec.
Put some cukes on my eyes, tell me, is this paradise?
Halfway turn now, Gibb up to the fastest time for the halfway turn, 2:26.54, 26.84 for Smythe, and Mathilde Falardeau at 2:35.04. .300 meters in now. Alyssa Smythe with the fastest time at the three-quarter turn, 3:42.44, 3:42.53 for Gibb. Mary Gibb qualifying for her first Paralympic Games at the Canadian Paralympic Trials event last year. And Abby Tripp, swimming in lane 6, is a 3-time Paralympic team member for Canada at the Paris, Tokyo, and Rio Games. Additionally, is the Canadian record holder for the 400-meter freestyle at 8:5:16.25. Fastest two times are a 4:56.19 for Alyssa Smythe and Mary Gibb at a 4:56.20. will be the third fastest time in the swim. Lane 3, Mathilde Falardeau. We've been Natation Region de Quebec at a 5:15.10. Fourth fastest into the wall, Pacific Coast Swimming Sophie Woods. And coming in is national record holder for the 400 freestyle. We've been Natation Region de Quebec, Abby Tripp at a 5:29.70. We move on now to our summary shortly for the women's 400 free. Our time-based results will be reordered by para points. The number shown to the left of our placings, left of the time for the race on the scoreboard. Our results shown briefly there, reordered by parent points. We move on now to event 306, the men's multi-class 400 free. Heat 1 of 1. Fastest turn on our 200-meter mark is Canadian record holder in the S8 sport class for the men's 400 freestyle. Maxwell turns at a 2:11.86. Record stands a 4:23.90. This is a time set in Paris at the Paralympic Games. Maxwell at the trials event last year qualified for his first Paralympic team. Second fastest time of the half, Elliott Alexander Elliott, 2:14.60, now down to 250, 2:48.64. Third fastest time, Olympian swimming's Ken Stroud, now down at the 250, S10 classified, lane 3. Maxwell now on the home stretch approach at 354.33 off the 350-meter turn. 5 meters to go in lane 5. Finishes first at 4:28.25. Followed second into the wall at 4:30.97. 9:05 para-point performance for Alexander Elliott, 3-time Paralympian for Canada, Paris, Tokyo, and Rio Games. 4:44.48. Ken Stroud, third fastest in 3.
« 4:28.25 pour Reed Maxwell, 4:30.97 pour Alex Elliott, région de Waterloo. Et Ken Stroud avec un 4:44, tout autour de leur temps d'inscription. 5:06 pour John Gillis.
Based off pair point standings, Maxwell tops the board so far at 1,001. A point score similar to gold medal winning performance at the Olympic Trials event last year, where he won gold in the 400 freestyle at a 4:28.20, setting a Canadian record in the process. John Gillis finishing out at 5:06.71, representing Pickering Swim Club in lane 6. Charles Michel, Golden Horseshoe at a 5:35.30. And on the approach now, Moose Jaw Kinsman Flying Fins and S6 classified Liu Zhang to finish out at 6:05. 69, well under seed of 6:6. Results reordered briefly there by para points. Be moving next. There are results shown for para-point reordering for the men's 400 freestyle. Reed Maxwell topping the board with 1,001. Alexander Elliott at 905. Our next event will be event 307, the women's 200-meter freestyle multi-class swim. stretch now in the 200 freestyle multi-class swim. Swimming in lane 4, Emma Van Dyck for Brock Niagara Aquatics. Silver medalist at Canadian Olympic Trials last year in the 200 freestyle, 2:22:37. A Tokyo Paralympian, as well as qualified for Paris Olympic Games at trials last year, finishes out a 2:24:73 in lane 4.
Un entraîneur de camo au bureau de l'administrateur. Merci.
Approach now in lane 5 for Club de Natation Judaca Alma, Alison Gobet. Holds the Canadian record in the 50 and 100 S5 freestyle. Canadian record in the 200s, a 3:21:18. Seed time for Alison Gobet is a 26:16. Going to be slightly over that at a 3:34:61, second fastest time in the pool. In squall with a 4:03:87, Jordan Tucker, Royal City Aquatic, with a time sub-Canadian record time in the S4 Sport Class, 4:08:75, a time held by Club de Natation Moustin-Boucherville Joël Rivard, set in December 2005 at the U.S. Paralympic Championships, Minneapolis. 4:03:87 is nearly a full 5 seconds under Rivard's time. Folks, put your hands together. That is a pending Canadian record in the S4 Women's 200 Freestyle for Jordan Tucker of Royal City Aquatic.
Nouveau record canadien pour Jordan Tucker de Royal City dans la classification S4. Son temps de 4:03:97. Ali Van Wixmark qui termine 4:52:25 avec son temps d'1 seconde.
And into the wall with fifth fastest time to the Canadian Tokyo and Paris Paralympian Ali Van Wixmark, lane 2. Our results shortly will be shown on the scoreboard, reordered by para points. 841, the top performance by Emma Van Dyck, a 7:21:27 performance by Ali Van Wixmark. Moving next into event 308, the multi-class men's 200 freestyle, heat 1.
No
100-meter turn, leading time is a 57.18. Two-time Paralympian for Canada, Tokyo and Paris, Nicholas Bennett holds the Canadian national record for the S14 men's 200 freestyle. In the S14 sport classification, national record stands at 1:53.61, a time set at the Paralympic Games in Paris, August 31st. S5 sport class, we have Sebastian Musabi, another Paralympian for Canada at the Paris Games, seated in through 7-0. The Canadian national record is a 3:01.27, a time set April 5th, 2016 at the Toronto Canadian Paraswimming Trials. Record currently held by Sackville Waves aquatic team Daniel Murphy. Coming into the wall, fastest time in the pool is going to be Bennett's at a 1:56.87. Not enough for his own record, again a 1:53.61. Second fastest finish is going to be lane 6 for Muskoka Aquatic Club. George Kierstead finishes 2:09.57. Jesse Canny in the S14 class in 5 for Fredericton Aquanauts. Third fastest in lane 5 at 2:12.6. P2's Cameron Chambers 2:14.5.
But I'm frozen in motion, and my head tells me to stop. Feeling, I feel about us. Try to fight it, but it's never enough.
Sebastian Musabi, coming into the final 5 here, does hold the Canadian record in this event in the S4 sport class, has since been reclassified to S5, finishing here at 3:04.72. Not enough for the 3:01 record. Daniel Murphy's time will stand until at least finals tonight, 3:01.27, the time to beat there. And Tyson Jacob finishing out in lane number 1 for Club Sportif de Loutre, 3:18.40. Our results now reordered by para points, 9-7-3 for the top performance by Bennett, followed George Kierstead from Muskoka, 8:31. We move now into our distance swim. Starting off with the men's 1500 freestyle, we will be alternating these with the women's 800s. We are beginning with Heat 1 of the men's 1500 freestyle. Heat 1, time final. Heat 1. Our distance session now begun. Again, coaches, athletes, we will be cycling through our men's 15 and women's 800 in alternating heats. The heat to follow our swim in the pool will be Heat 1 of the women's 800 freestyle. Both our men's 1500 and women's 800 have a total of 5 heats to them. However, the final 2 heats in both events will be swimming time finals tonight at our main final session. We have 3 men's 15s and 3 women's 800s, therefore, to swim through in our morning and time final session. Athletes in the pool for the first swim on the men's 15, lane 1, Mississauga Aquatic Matush Polowski. Lane 2, Calgary Swimming, Xavier Pimentel. Lane 3 is Halifax Trojan Aquatic Club, Simon Fraser University, Owen Nicholson. Lane 4, Brantford Aquatic Club, Hunter Payne. Lane 5, Pointe Claire, Hugo Janvier. Lane 6, Club Aquatique de Montréal, Thomas Langlois. Couloir 7, Club Aquatique de Montréal, Sebastian Gonzalez Barbosa. And Lane 8, Pacific Coast Swimming, Drew Edwards.
Could we get Sarah Hagan from Campbell River Killer Whales to the announcer table, please? Sarah Hagan from Campbell River Killer Whales to the announcer table. Nous approchons le 500 mètres dans cette première série du 1500 libre. On vous rappelle que nous allons alterner les séries les plus lentes du 1500 pour les hommes et le 800 pour les femmes avec Hugo Janvier qui mène du couloir 5 à 5:11:53. Seulement 7 dixièmes devant Hunter Payne. Les deux nageurs, bon 5 secondes devant la troisième position dans cette première série. the first 600 meters. Hunter Payne, Hugo Janvier, with Janvier in the lead by 6 tenths of a second. Owen Nicholson, 6 seconds behind in lane 3. Toujours Janvier qui mène après 600 mètres. Légère avance devant Hunter Payne.
Halfway turn coming up here in the men's 1500 freestyle, our first swim for the event. Hugo Janvier at 7:49.69, followed just a tenth and a half back by Hunter Payne, 7:49.85. Then for third, over to lane 3, Owen Nicholson at 7:58.21.
Seulement 1 centième de seconde maintenant sépare les deux premiers nageurs, Hugo Janvier et Hunter Payne. Après 850 mètres, une course très serrée. Cette première série du 1500 libre.
Meters in, 600 to go. Janvier leads, 9:24.84. Now starting to gain some ground on Payne, 9:25.10. Out or inbound 50 splits, about 2.5 tenths apart. Payne at last year's Olympic trials was a 6:15.56.82 to place 9th in the men's time final 1500 overall. A surge forward here for Hunter Payne, 32.15, 32.14, equaled out once again at the inbound. 10:28.88 is still a slight advantage, only 7/100ths though for Janvier over Payne in 4. Next closest, Nicholson over 15 meters back at a 10:40.73. then a reprisal in opposite order of 150 meters ago, 31.61, 31.99. This time, Hunter Payne on top in lane 4, 11 minutes, 56, now 2/10, 3/10 faster than Yanvier in 5. It is indeed Payne with the fastest seed time in Heat 1 for the men's 1500. It's 15:56.82, 16:02.66 for Yanvier. The race is not done yet. 400 to go. It's still anyone's game. 2/10 now between our leading two. Leading time is 11:32.48 for Payne for the time being. Over the past 150 meters, large breakaway here now, 3 to 31.23, 8/10 on the outbound 50. Payne ahead of Yanvier into now our 1,300 meter turn, 200 to go, and it's a 13:38.60 lead for Payne in 4. Over a half second faster now. That's the trending pace for Payne over Yanvier. 32.12, 31.56 for Payne into the wall. With 150 meters to go, we would like to remind coaches, athletes that after the conclusion of this race, we will next be moving into our first swim of the women's 800 freestyle.
Le son de cloche qui annonce le dernier 100 mètres pour Hunter Payne qui a pris les devants, maintenant une avance de 3 secondes et demie devant Hugo Janvier dans ce dernier 100 mètres de la première série du 1500 livres.
Final 50 meters. Coming up here in our first swim of the men's 1500 freestyle. 1,450 meter turns, a 30.77, 15:12. 03 for Hunter Payne. Now over 4 seconds gap between Payne and Yanvier. Fastest time in the pool, 15:42.43 in 5 for Hunter Payne of Brantford Aquatic. 15:48.12. Hugo Yanvier, Point Cloud for second in Heat 1.
15-42-43 pour Hunter Payne de Brantford qui remporte la première série. Hugo Janvier termine en deuxième. 15-48-12. Les deux nageurs qui abaissent leur temps d'inscription. 12 secondes.
Third fastest time in the pools, Owen Nicholson for Halifax Trojan, SFU. 16:07.58. Coming up next behind the blocks, this will be heat 1 of the women's 800 freestyle. Heat 1, time final.
Can we get Sarah Hagan to the announcer table, please? Sarah Hagan to the announcer table.
We'd like to remind coaches of our scratch deadline for finals. And a quick note, the scratch deadline has been extended slightly. We are calling scratch deadline for 11:20, and to get all scratches for finals tonight are asked to please be into meet administration by 11:20.
Avis aux entraîneurs, l'heure limite pour déclarer vos forfaits pour les finales de ce soir a été établie à 11h20 ce matin. 11h20, l'heure limite pour déclarer vos forfaits pour les finales de ce soir.
Past our 200-meter turn, heat 1 of the women's 800 freestyle. Leading times in lane 6 at a 2:11:34. That is Iris Tinmouth representing the McGill Martlets. Remainder of the field, lane 1, Toronto Swim Club's Mia Thomas. Lane 2, Miley Michaud, Pointe Claire Swim Club. Lane 3, Dual 3, Équipe de natation Région du Québec, Annabelle Turcotte. Lane 4, Mark McWaddock, Winnie Shu. Lane 5, Lakeshore Swim Club, Isabella Cooper. As mentioned, Tinmouth in 6, Kisui Swim Club's Hannah Rutten in 7, and Lane 8, Lakeshore Swim Club, Zoe Tamori. Teignmouth leads at the 300, leading times of 3:19.70, followed second in 5, Cooper in 4, Shu, and lane 2 for third, Michaud.
Nous sommes à mi-chemin dans cette première série du 800 libre. Nous seulement 22 centièmes à sévère Iris Teignmouth et Isabelle Cooper. On peut voir 6 et 5. Je rappelle que nous allons alterner les séries de 1500 masculins avec 800 féminins, les séries les plus lentes ou plus rapides.
Halfway turn now in the women's 800. Teignmouth remains our leader, 4:28.37, followed second now down at the 450, 5:02.71. Gap slowly shrinking here, slightly faster. Isabella Cooper, second still at the moment at the 450, though only 7/100ths behind Teignmouth at the current time. Third place, Maylene Michaud, Point Claire moves up from fourth, the 150 prior, to second and third in 2. They're good race shaping up here in our distance session. Iris Teignmouth with the fastest time currently on the inbound 50 across the pool, 34:05. Cooper, 10th and a half behind that on inbound at 34:21. Gap currently is only still 0.2 of a second. A switch now for first. 6/100ths now is the gap between Isabella Cooper out at a 34:08. Splits traded 34:37 for Teignmouth. Drops down at now second, 6:11.06 in 6. .125 meters to go in the women's first heat to the 800 freestyle. 650-meter turn, 1/10 to the 100th between Isabella Cooper and Iris Teignmouth. 0.3 apart on the outbound 50, trading back and forth here into the 700 now. Gap evening out. 9 on a tie for the turn. 4/100ths between Teignmouth back up to a tenuous first place from 706 to 753.74. 53.78 for Cooper in 5. And Maylene Michaud surrounded by 4th and 5th on either side at 751.57.00 in 2.
Les sons de cloche qui annoncent le dernier 100 mètres dans cette première série du 800 libre avec une course très serrée sur ma 4 centièmes. C'est par Iris Teignmouth de McGill avec Isabella Cooper de Lake Shores. Et maintenant Cooper qui a l'avance de 4 dixièmes. Il lui reste moins de 50 mètres.
dropping below 34 seconds now through the penultimate 50. 33.63 for Cooper. Surges forward 0.4 of a second ahead of Tinmouth at the 750, and coming through into the final 25 now. It's about a third of a wide length up front of Tinmouth. Cooper under the final 5 will be first in Heat 1 with a time at 8:59.81, just under the 9-minute mark. Tinmouth for second at 9:05.50, and for third 9:03.85. Pointe-Claire, Mélie-Michaud, Couloir 2.
Isabelle Cooper qui le remporte, passe sous la barre de 9 minutes avec un temps de 8:59.81 pour remporter la première série.
We move next back to the men's 1500 freestyle. This will be Heat 2 of the event. We'd like to quickly note to all coaches, athletes, and spectators, after the end of our race in the water, there will be a swim-off taking place before we make our way back to the women's 800 freestyle. This will be a swim-off in the men's 100-meter butterfly. This will happen again at the end of our race in the water, Heat 2 of the men's 1500 freestyle. Following the men's 100 fly swim-off, we'll be moving over to Heat 2 of the women's 800 freestyle. Athletes in the pool for Heat 2, Lane 1, Dominic Quichian for Grand Prairie Piranhas. Lane 2, Olympian swimming Alan Wu. In Couloir 3, Natation Gatineau, Javier Leroy. In Couloir 4, Club Aquatique de Montréal, Louis Thomas Damour. Lane 5, Oakville Aquatic Club, Oliver Thompson. In Couloir 6, Club Aquatique de Montréal, William Morin. In Couloir 7, Club Aquatique de Montréal, David Cortez. And Lane 8, Edmonton Piano Swim Club, Andrew Chilton. 1/5 of the way through our 1500 freestyle. Current leader is Louis-Thomas Damour. 3:10.99 in lane 4, followed second, Javier Leroy, 3:12.17. David Cortez in 7 at 3:12.38. Brings up third, 2/10 behind Leroy. .600 meters now. 2/5 through. Louis-Thomas Damour remains our leader at 6:27.77. David Cortez creeping up here though. But 8/10 behind on the inbound 53, 2:36, 6:28.92 is a second .15 behind Louis-Thomas Damour. Current third, Javier Leroy at 6:30 at 71.3. .8 between the inbound 50 here. At current pace, we'll see us flip for first at the next 50-meter turn. 7:34.19 though for the time being is still Damour for our lead in 4. It's past our 700, now our halfway turn in at the far ends. Cortez indeed moves up to first at 8:07.23. A 10th now faster than Damour in lane 4. 7:10 still faster inbound at the 800, 8:39.56 marks a growing gap for Cortez over Damour. Third place turn, Lavoie in lane 3 at 8:42.82. %60 there now for Cortez. 9:45.04, up to a body length and a half over Louis Thomas Damour in lane 4. Still a second .6 between, but gap is starting to shrink down between Damour and Lavoie. 9:40. Down to 4/10 now between Damour and Lavoie, coming into now our 1100 meter turn, and locked up 12:01.23, 12:01.35, just over a tenth between the two. Continuing current pacing, 3/10 gap between Damour at 33.62 and Lavoie 33.30. We'll see a flip for second, third in the next 50. Flip indeed for second, third. Javier Lavoie, 13:07.76 and 13:08.70. About a second between our second and third place positions now into the latter 300 of the race. With 200 to go, another great race in the pool here between 4th and 5th place. Lane 6, William Moraine, and lane 5, Oliver Thompson. Currently 7/10 apart, trading back and forth again with their turns. We'd like to remind coaches, athletes, and spectators after the end of this current race, we'll be pausing from our distance session to move into a swim-off in the men's 100 fly. Following the swim-off, we'll be moving to Heat 2 of the women's 8 free. Bell lap now, 1,400 meter turn for David Cortez at 15:09.68. Two vital lengths ahead of second, third. Javier Lavoie at the 1,400 now at 15:20.59, 15:23.06. Louis Thomas d'Amour in lane 4. Fastest in the pool, top time in Heat 2 is a 16:11.69. Time, David Cortez, Quebec de Montréal, Couloir 7. Second, third are a 16:25.36 and a close finish for Louis Thomas d'Amour, 16:26.82. 4.5 tenths behind Lavoie in lane number 4. Once again, coaches, athletes, spectators, next up behind the blocks, we have a swim-off for the men's 50-meter butterfly. Our two athletes with the time of 56.73. Time at 56.73, swimming behind the blocks in lane 4, Kingston Blue Marlins. Now, Leighton Matthews for the Blue Marlins, Schaefer for the Median Canada Barracudas in 5. Our men's 100-meter butterfly swim-off time final. Time final. Kingston Blue Marlins, Ryan Leighton Matthews in lane 4. Nepean Canada Barracudas, Jordan Shaper in lane 5. Leading time of the 50, Joyce Shaper at a 26.17 lead out. 26.42 for Leighton Matthews. These two tied at 56.73. On front, it's going to be Shaper in lane 5, finishing about a third of a wide length ahead of Ryan Leighton Matthews at 56.17. Drops 0.6 from earlier this morning. Moving on now back to our distance events. This will be Heat 2 coming up next for the women's 800-meter freestyle. Time final.
En cette deuxième série du 800 libre, couloir 1, Vancouver Pacific Dolphins, Mooking Zhang. Lane 2, Island Swimming, Lila Korpinski. Lane 3, Club Warriors, Jessica Drakici. Couloir 4, Région Université Laval, Corinne Vizina. Lane 5, Martin Paul Club, Lily Chai. Lane 6, Fredericton, Sarah McNabb. Lane 7, Kelowna Aquajets, Juliet Nicholson. And lane 8, Calgary Swimming, Callie Cardiff.
To all coaches, please take note, there's been an extension to our scratch deadline for finals tonight. Scratch deadline is 12:08 at now the current time. Once again, to all coaches, an extension to our scratch deadline. Scratch is being called at 12:08 for finals.
Via tous les entraîneurs, l'heure limite pour déclarer les finales de ce soir a été révisée à midi et 8 minutes. Midi et 8 sera l'heure limite pour déclarer vos forfaits pour les finales de ce soir.
Halfway turn coming up for the women's 800 freestyle second swim. Leading time, lane 5 is Lily Chai. Following Chai, second, third, lane 7, lane 6, Juliet Nicholson, the Clone Aquajets, Frederick Twin Aquanaut swim team, Sarah McNabb in third. Hundred meters later, Lily Chai slips down to second. Current lead now is Aquajets Nicholson in 7th at 5:44.01. It's 200 to go, and Nicholson remains our leader in 7. Lily Chai holding on to second, 6:54.88. Third place moves from Sarah McNabb in 6 to Lila Korpetniski representing Island Swimming, lane 2 at 6:57.53. Bell's on now, and with a just about full 5-meter gap, Nicholson turns into the 700 to 8:01.24. Just about 2.5 seconds between our second and third place turns. Lily Chai's 8:04.89. Lila Koropatniski for Ireland remains third in 2. And the fastest time in Heat 2 of the women's 800 free, Kelowna Aquajets, Juliet Nicholson. Time there is a 9:08.43. Second place finish in lane 5 for Lily Chai, Mark McWaddock. And Island Swimming's Lila Koropatniski for third in lane 2. Switching back over to the men's 1500 freestyle, this will be our third and final swim in the event. Time final. Time finalists in Heat 3 of the men's 1500 freestyle. In couloir 1, Club Aquatique Montreal, Altium Volodin. Lane 2, Cross Swimming's Aiden Lee. Lane 3, Pacific Seawolves, Joshua Perkins. Lane 4, Barry Trojan Swim Club, Griffin Seguin. Lane 5 is Marshall Smith. Lane 6, Point Claire Swim Club, Adrian Chung. And Lane 7, Windsor Aquatic Club, Quinn Mateus. 20% through our third and final swim in the men's 1500 freestyle. Leading time is in a 3:06.56. Quinn Mateus for Windsor Aquatic leads out in lane 7. Following second, Adrian Chung, Point Claire in 6th. Third is lane 1 for the Aquatic de Montreal, Artyom Volodin. Top seed in the heats again in lane 4 at a 16:27.89. Second fastest seed is Smith in 5, 16:27.98. 800 meters through now, leading time. In fact, our top three as a whole, unchanged for the last several hundred meters. Quinn Mateus leads 8:25.71. Molodane, that's 8:39.93. Adrian Chung in 6 for Point Claire at 8:43.14. Meter turn for Quinn Mateus at a 11:38.45. Second and third now to our last 400 meters. Our town Molodane, 11:58.31. 12:02 at 93 for Adrian Chung. Adrian Chung in 6. 2 laps to go for Matthias. 13:46.57 in 7. $14.50.91 into the bell lap for Matthias. Second place turn upcoming down at the 13.50. Artyom Borodin a 14.44.68 will turn second into the final 100 meters. And fastest time in the final heat of the men's 1500 freestyles, a 15:52.23. Twin Matthias for Windsor Aquatic Club in lane 7. Quebec Walid Montreal, Artyom Borodin for second, 16:20.66 in 1, and third in 6, Adrian Chung, Point Claire Swim Club at 16:25.15. And coming up next for our final distance session swim will be the third and final heat of the women's 800 freestyle. Time final. Time finalists in the pool for Heat 3, Lane 1, Riley Lepsrud from Point Claire Swim Club. Lane 2, Oxford Swim Club, Chloe Walker. Lane 3, Point Claire Swim Club, Claudia Boily. Lane 4, Nanaimo Riptides, Taylor McPherson. Lane 5, Toronto Swim Club, Zoe Ratty. Lane 6, North Georgia Aquatic, Annalise Ryan. And Lane 7, Oakville Aquatic Club, Megan Donnelly. .200-meter turn, leading time is a 2:14.44 for Annalise Ryan. Followed second, Megan Donnelly, 2:14.86, 4/10 back. And third, Zoe Ratty in 2:15.29. .300-meter turn, leading time is a 3:24.7. We had a tie for second, 5 and 7 between Ratty and Donnelly. Now down to the 3:50. Ratty continues a forward trend up in front of Ryan now at 3:59.75. 2/10 between Ryan and Donnelly at 4 minutes 3:5, 4 minutes 8, 2:58. .500 meters in marks a turn for second, third. Donnelly, 5:46.71, and Ryan, 5:46.91, 2/10 between the two, though inbound 50 is a tenth faster for Donnelly. Ratty up in front by a couple seconds at 5:44.23, leads into the final 300. .700 meters, leading turn by over 5 meters is Zoe Ratty in lane 5, 8:02.87 on the clock, followed up 8:08.90, Donnelly in 7. Third place now migrates over to lane 3 and Claudia Buendy at an 8:09.25 into the final lap of the pool. Fastest time in the third and final swim of the women's 800 freestyle is a 9:10.90 in lane 5. Toronto swim from Zoe Ratty, followed up second. Lane 7 by Megan Donnelly in Oakville Aquatic.
Zoe Ratty de Toronto qui remporte la troisième et dernière série du 800 libre ce matin.
With our second two heats in the men's 1500 and women's 800 freestyle swimming tonight with finals, this wraps up our morning session prelims. We'll next be moving into our time trial session for the women's and men's 50 backstroke and 100 butterfly. Just a few moments, coaches, athletes, and spectators, of your patience before we get underway with our time trial. To all of our athletes, coaches, and spectators for this morning session, thank you for coming out to Saanich Commonwealth Place for our main body of prelims for the main session. We again will be moving into our time trials very shortly.
Veuillez sortir de l'eau, s'il vous plaît. Please clear the pool. Ceci met un terme à notre session de préliminaires ce matin. Les finales pour les préliminaires de ce matin auront lieu cet après-midi avec le début de session à 17h30 et l'échauffement qui débutera à 16h. On se prépare maintenant pour les essais de temps. Les essais de temps cet après-midi auront le 50 dos et le 100 mètres papillon. Nous avons quelques séries. Nous avons 2 séries du 50 dos pour les épreuves féminines et masculines. Nous avons 6 séries chaque pour le 100 mètres papillon. Alors, bonne chance à tous les nageurs et nageuses.
First up, this will be event 407, the women's 50-meter backstroke time trial. We have two time trial heats to swim through in this event. Good luck to all athletes in the time trial session. Heat 1 coming up shortly. Heat 1. Top seed and first seed of the 50 back is Leah Bloom, Halifax Trojan. It is Julie Nolan McCarthy, however, Halifax Trojan as well, lane 5 with a 31.83. Swimmers clear the pool, please.
31-83 pour Julie Nolan McCarthy de Hamilton qui remporte la première série. Veuillez sortir de l'eau. Nageuse, veuillez sortir de l'eau.
Second fastest for Natasha Saanich, Florence Gauthier in 6. Heat 2 coming up next. Heat 2. Fastest time in Heat 2 of the time trial 50 back, going to be lane 1 outside smoke for Sophia Misselman, Olympian Swim Club at 30.44. Swimmers clear the pool, please. Jessica Shank and Mark McQuaddick second in lane 4. Moving on now to event 408, time trial men's 50-meter backstroke, Heat 1 of 2.
There's no stopping us right now. I feel so close to you right now.
Fastest time in the first seat of the men's 50 backstrokes is Zio Master Mateo, 28:36, lane 2. Swimmers clear the pool, please.
There's no stopping us right now.
Heat 2.
There's no stopping us.
Fastest seed in Heat 2, Nick Stowe, Royal Health Aquatic Club. Top time though is lane 2, Gilliam Carson, North York Aquatic.
13 pour Carson Cullum qui remporte la deuxième série. Veuillez sortir de l'eau s'il vous plaît, please clear the pool.
Event 409 coming up next, the women's 100 fly, Heat 1 of 6, time trial heats. Leading turn to the 50, Heat 1, the women's 1 fly, Ellie Cross, Neptune Gatineau, 30.35. Pacific Coast Swimming's Erin F, second in at the 50 and 4, 30.55. Final flap, top time is going to be Cross in 1:105.19.
Une 5-19 pour les classes de natation Gatineau qui remporte la première série.
F for second and 4, Heat 2 coming up next.
Nous avons un avis de disqualification. Avis de disqualification, l'épreuve 408, série 2, couloir 3. L'épreuve 408, série 2, couloir 3 a été disqualifiée.
Coaches and athletes, we have a disqualification, event 408, heat 2, lane 3. Once again, disqualification, event 408, heat 2, lane 3. In our center lanes for Heat 2, the women's 100 fly. Top time's going to be lane 4, though, it looks like. Mila Chernikov for Pacific Coast Swimming, 106.62.
C'est Mila Chernikov qui remporte la deuxième série avec un 6.62.
Heat 3 coming up next for the women's 1 fly. Top seed in Heat 3 leads at the 50. Pacific Coast Swimming, Isabella Brunoro at 30.64, followed second. Surrey Night Swim Club, Leanne Chen. In front though, lane 5, Lumarin Rivière-Loulou, Julian Beaulieu at a 1:05.94.
C'est Juliane Beaulieu, Loulou Marine Rivière-Loulou qui remporte la troisième série avec un temps de 1:05.94.
Heat 4. Olympian swimming Sterling Jha leading at the 50 in 3, following second, lane 5. Second fastest seed in the Heat, Toronto Swim Club's Blythe McGinn. The gun seed time is at 1:05.04. However, it is going to be lane 1. Caitlin Stanoilovich, 4:06.
Dans le jeu de point clair, Caitlin Stanoilovich qui remporte la quatrième série, 4:06.
Fastest time of the time trial so far, Heat 5 up next. Fastest seed in the Heat 5, second fastest in the time trial event. Natation Megofias, Gabrielle Charnette. That's a 1:04.37. Second off the 50, behind lane 1, Abby Clark for Cobra Swimming. Swim Club. Fast time is indeed going to be lane 1, Abby Clark for Cobra Swim Club at 1:04.48.
Une 4:48 pour Abby Clark de Cobra qui remporte la 5e série.
Sixth and final swim for the women's one fly time trial coming up next. Heat 6. Top seed overall for the time trial swims of the women's one fly. Calgary Swimming's Haley French in lane 4 at a 1:02.66. Second fastest in the heats. Club de Natation Région de Québec. Raphaël Law, lane 5, 1:03.20. Neither of the two lead out for 50. Saanich Cameron in 3. Calgary Patriots. 29.69 lone time across the incorrect. 29.69 followed second by Catherine Warkentin. 29.97 in lane 1. Etobicoke. Tight here, Emily de Chazal from McGill Redbirds, as well as Warkentin into the wall. It's going to be Catherine Warkentin, 1:03.91 lane 1.
Une 3:91 pour Catherine Warkentin de Etobicoke qui remporte la 6e et dernière série.
Fastest time in the time trial for Warkentin. We next move on to our fourth and final swim in the time trials of the event 410. The men's time trial swims in the 100 fly, heat 1 of 6.
Komm, lass uns alles miteinander teilen, denn nur zusammen ist man nicht allein. Komm, lass ein bisschen noch zusammenbleiben.
Wenn ich sag, so wie Mann und Frau.
Fastest out of 50, Soren Young, Blarney Swim Club. Seat time, 1:61. Second out, Yassine Kamal, Royal Hill Athletic Club. That's a 1:01.12 seat time. Three tenths behind Soren Young. Position is going to be reprised at the 100-meter conclusion. Top time for Young in 4, 1:28.
Soren Young qui remporte la première série en temps de 1 minute 28 centièmes.
Coming up next, women's 100 fly, heat 2. Leading turn at the 50-meter wall, Point Class Swim Club Samuel Plant in lane 1, second off, lane 5, Hollyburn Hurricanes Burton Lee. Fastest time, lane 1, Plants at 1:58.06.
58.06 pour Samuel Plante au point clair qui remporte la deuxième série.
Heat 3 next for the time trial men's 1 fly, Heat 3. Meter turn in Heat 3, second fastest seed in the heat. Vincent Lavoie Rancor, puis Laval. Turns out at 36.89, followed second at Toby Gort, representing Toronto Swim Club in 6. Final approach looking pretty good here for Gort. Seat times 59.22. Not going to be Gort though. It is lane 4. Joshua Austin Coyle, 58.30.
Joshua Austin Coyle qui remporte la troisième série, 58.30.
Heat 4.
Avec disqualification pour l'épreuve 410, série 1, couloir 3. L'épreuve 410, série 1, couloir 3 a été disqualifiée.
Coaches, athletes, we have a disqualification event 410, Heat 1, Lane 3. That is again a disqualification event 410, Heat 1, Lane 3. Fastest time in the pool for Heat number 3 is going to be Lane 7, Maxime Manco, 57.64.
Un temps de 57.64, Maxime Yermenko, le Camo qui remporte la quatrième série.
Heat 5. Top seed in Heat 5, second fastest is the time trial swims. Grand Prairie Piranhas, Enrico Jordan at 57.96. Josh Liu for Pacific Coast in lane 5, second fastest seed in the heat. Top time of the 50 though, Ian Cameron Calgary Swimming at 25.20. Out in front, great finish here for Calgary Swimming's Ian Cameron, finishes 54-53.
54-53 pour Ian Cameron versus Calgary qui remporte la 5e série.
Drops 5 point for the time trial, down 3 seconds. Heat 6 coming up next, final swim for the event. Sixth and final swim for the men's one fly time trial events. Club Aquatic de Montreal, Gaspard Lazure in lane 4 with the fastest overall seed at 56.16. Club de Fédération de Québec, Tristan Labarre in lane 5 at 56.22 at the 50-meter turn. Leading the time going to be Lazure at a 25.64. Followed lane 2, Adam Yosha representing West Vancouver Otters, lane 7. Lazure leading into the final 5. Competition from Labarre in 5 into the finish. Top time will be Lazure at a 55.89.
C'est Gaspard Lazure qui remporte la dernière série. Il s'en va bien avec un temps de 55.89. On demande aux nageurs de sortir de l'eau. S'il vous plaît, please clear the pool. Ceci met un terme à notre session de 7 temps pour cet après-midi. Encore une fois, un gros remerciement à tous nos bénévoles et nos officiels. On se redonne un rendez-vous pour la période d'échauffement qui débute à 16h.
54.53, fastest time in the time trial for the men's one fly. Coaches, athletes, and spectators. That wraps up our time trial events and in totality our D2 prelims here at the 2025 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. Thank you very much for coming out to Saanich Commonwealth Pool this afternoon, early afternoon and morning for our swims. We remind coaches, athletes, and spectators that our times for prelim and finals warm-ups begin at 4 o'clock. Finals begin for day 2 at 5:30. Until then, enjoy your afternoon in the Capital Regional District, the City of Victoria, or wherever you were spending your afternoon. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you back for finals tonight. We now would like to invite our seated officials to make their way off deck. Thank you for your efforts through this morning and afternoon session.
Swimming Canada would like to thank our partners. Natation Canada tient à remercier ses partenaires. The Government of Canada, le gouvernement du Canada. Speedo, your trusted swim partner from your first splash through every stroke. Speedo, votre partenaire de natation de confiance, de votre premier saut dans l'eau à chaque traction. Bell for better and all the ways it gives back to communities and sport across Canada. Mieux pour tous et toutes les façons dont Bell redonne aux communautés et au sport dans tout le Canada. Chicken Farmers of Canada, proud supporter and official protein of Swimming Canada. Les producteurs de poulets du Canada, fiers partisans et protéines officielles de Natation Canada. fier partisan et protéine officielle de Natation Canada.